There's difficulty falling asleep, there's difficulty staying asleep, and there's waking up early. Okay, so let's hit these three. So difficulty with staying asleep, otherwise you wake up early, say 3 in the morning, think adrenals, think cortisol, think blood sugar. Okay, unless you, yeah, it's tied to urination as well, because if you wake up and you feel like you really have to pee and quite a bit early in the morning, like 3 o'clock, that also could be tied to your adrenals. And why is that? Because your adrenals make a hormone called aldosterone, which helps you retain water and absorb water. And if your aldosterone levels drop, you tend to pee more out, okay? So adrenal cortex can be very useful for individuals who have difficulty staying asleep, meaning you wake up super early. So let's call it, yeah, if you wake up super early in the morning, say 3 o'clock, and you find yourself having to pee, and it's also very hard for you to get going in the morning. You're like, you hope somebody turns on the coffee, puts triple shots, and brings it to you, okay? And opens the blinds and lets all the sun flood into your room and puts on your favorite song to get you going. And then maybe in about 20 minutes, you'll be ready. Oh, and you want the warm shower coming over you as well, right? On your bed, so you don't have to move. If you're that type of person, adrenal cortex can be a game changer for you, a game changer. So also when you stand up, right, as I'm sitting, okay, and you stand up from a seated position and you get kind of dizzy and you're like, whoa, and you kind of find yourself holding on to the table, or you lay down and you sit up in bed and you get kind of dizzy, that's also an adrenal thing. So if I'm saying all these things and you're like, yep, I wake up around 3 o'clock, yep, I'm peeing at that time too, and quite a bit. And yep, I get dizzy upon standing. Yeah, I can't get out of bed in the morning. And yeah, I'm pretty stressed out. These things, adrenal cortex, you're gonna love it and you can thank me later. Just take 1 in the morning with breakfast. Don't take adrenal cortex away from food. It's stimulating, but it's not so stimulating. It's not like caffeine, where you drink caffeine and you can get jittery. This works more subtly than that, and it's not as quick, right? Obviously, it's not subtle, right? It's more subtle. So, but that aside, you still need to have breakfast with adrenal cortex. I do recommend it. Now, take it for a few days. If you had those symptoms that I discussed, take it for a few days and then stop. For a few days and then stop. And see how you do, say, on the 4th day. Do you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning? And you say, no, I woke up at 5. Okay, that's good. Did you have to pee? Yeah, you had to pee. Was it easier for you to get up? Yeah, it was actually a lot easier for you to get up. Do you get dizzy upon standing? No, I don't get that anymore. Are you more tolerant to stress? Yeah, I can handle stress a bit better. That's actually it's weird, but yeah, I can do that. Okay, so give it a few days. Don't take any more of it. That's the pulse method, right? So take it for 3 days, stop. Now, if you stop and those symptoms are still there, take it again the next day. So what I want you to do is, if you see improvement by taking the adrenal cortex, you get up pretty good and you're happy with those results, you stop. Why? Because adrenal cortex is strong. What will happen is you will go from waking up at 3 o'clock, peeing a lot, not in your bed, but you make it to the bathroom, and you're not dizzy upon standing anymore. You're tolerating stress. You'll handle all that and you'll get much better. And you're like, yes, so sweet. What will happen is you're going to keep taking it because you want to feel better and better and better. What will happen is you get more intolerant to stress. You become more anxious. You become more uptight and more irritable. Why? Because you have too much cortisol now. So a fast MAOA is discussed in Dirty Genes, would be a problem with serotonin. So let's talk about this, because this is a very, very important point and very common. Okay, so when I say fast MAOA, here's your MAOA right here. Okay, it doesn't say A at the end, but it is. So here's your serotonin. Okay, serotonin can go this way, it can go this way, and it can go that way. Okay, okay. So if you have a faster MAOA, genetically or just epigenetically via your environment or various reasons, your serotonin will get sucked out. Okay, and as you take your quizzes in the book, you'll find that if you're a fast or slow MAOA, and if you're a faster MAOA, your serotonin levels will drop. And look where serotonin goes. Your serotonin's here, and it helps make your melatonin right here. So I suspect that your melatonin levels might be not as solid. So you could try supplementing directly with melatonin, or you could be supplementing with the precursors to serotonin, which are 5-HTP and vitamin B6. Okay. And niacin also helps because niacin is over here. See tryptophan? Tryptophan will mainly go this way in your body, and niacin will feedback inhibit. This says feedback inhibition right here. See that? So this is basically niacin. Niacin will feedback inhibit this, which will conserve your tryptophan, so it can go this way to make 5-HTP, which will make your serotonin. Okay? This is for an individual or individuals who wake up early, but they don't have difficulty waking up. They are not dizzy upon standing, and they don't have to pee at night. Okay, you're just waking up. Okay, so it could be a melatonin issue. It could be a blood sugar issue. It could be a light issue. It could be a cell phone, Wi-Fi issue as well. Okay, so know those. But this is what I would recommend first, optimal sleep. Okay, in that situation, I would not take Adrenal Cortex. I would use optimal sleep. And optimal sleep will also help you fall asleep, and it will help you stay asleep. And why is that? Because remember I told you about cortisol? If cortisol is high in the evening, you won't fall asleep. Phosphatidylserine drops your cortisol in the evening. It will help pull your cortisol out. So if your cortisol is too high, phosphatidylserine will knock it down. Okay? So phosphatidylserine is in here. 5-HTP here. So confusing with bottles. So there's your 5-HTP. Okay? So 5-HTP will help make your serotonin. Your vitamin B6 here will help you also make your serotonin. Your niacin will help conserve your tryptophan in order to make your serotonin. Your zinc, honestly forget why I put that in there, but there is a reason, but I need to check my science again, but there is a reason why zinc is in here, but I can't remember. Ashwagandha to also calm your stress down. I think that had to do with cortisol and adrenals. Yes, but I don't remember the exact mechanism. And magnesium. Magnesium malate is a very, very good form of magnesium to take in the evening. Okay, and see there's 200 milligrams, and you'll also see that this is 3 capsules per serving. Don't take 3 capsules the first time around. Take 1. When I formulate stuff, I formulate them to work. Okay, and when you have a synergistic formulation like this, it really amplifies the effect. You might need to take 3 capsules of phosphatidylserine, but if you got 5-HTP and niacin and B6 and magnesium, it works faster and more effectively. So I highly recommend you only take 1 optimal sleep. I'm 6'5", 200 pounds, well, 207, I gained some weight. But take 1 capsule of this, not 3. See how you do. Do you fall asleep a bit better? Do you stay asleep a bit longer? Great. Do you want to improve that? Okay, you can try 2 the next day. The key is if you feel groggy in the morning, you've taken too much. And that's not what you want. You don't want to be taking optimal sleep in the morning and then taking Adrenal Cortex in the morning and then, messing with this. Okay, you don't want to be fighting that. You want to try to choose 1 And yeah, there might be some days where you need adrenal cortex in the morning and an optimal sleep in the evening, but you don't want to be stuck on that train. You want to try one or the other and pulse them. That's what I do. Do not take optimal sleep if you're a slow MAOA. Take optimal sleep if you're a fast MAOA. And you're like, what's the difference? If you can fall asleep, okay, and you have not too difficulty falling asleep, optimal sleep can be great for you. If you have difficulty falling asleep, and I don't think I have it here, I don't. If you take 5-HTP right here, if you take 5-HTP as a supplement by itself and it makes you more irritable or worse insomnia, that's a slow MAOA. That's what I call that. You're a slow MAOA type. And again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's all in here. If you take one Sammy with one optimal sleep, it should really help you fall asleep. So now we're on the fall asleep train, okay? So one Sammy and one optimal sleep should help you fall asleep and stay asleep. Now, here's also why that happens. Okay. Sammy, right here, helps take your serotonin and converts it to melatonin. Sammy, right there. Sammy helps take your dopamine, Sammy right there, and get rid of it. Helps take your norepinephrine, Sammy helps get rid of it. Epinephrine, Sammy helps to get rid of it. And dopamine over here, another CMT with magnesium, helps to get rid of it. Sammy is amazing for helping to fall asleep. What else did you see in all those? Magnesium, magnesium, okay? Magnesium. And what have you heard about magnesium and sleep? You've heard that magnesium helps with your sleep, right? You hear it all the time. Now, optimal sleep has magnesium malate. It has vitamin B6. It has niacin. It's got vitamin B2. It's got phosphatidylserine to also keep the cortisol down. And it's got the 5-HTP to help you make your serotonin, and the B6 to help make your serotonin. And then it doesn't have anything to help make your Sammy, and you have to take Sammy separately. So one of these and one of optimal sleep to help you fall asleep. Try one first. Try Sammy alone one evening. Did you fall asleep? Great. So if you've been staring at the ceiling for a long time and you can't fall asleep, give Sammy a shot. If you fall asleep, say twice as fast. That's fantastic. Now, if you swear at me and you say, hey, I can't fall asleep, it's actually made my insomnia worse, your methylation cycle is not working very well. It's dirty. So don't try Sammy again for a while. You have a dirty MTHFR, you have a dirty methylation. If you take Sammy and you're staring at the ceiling and your insomnia is worse and your anxiety is worse, you have to read this. No question, period. You have to stop taking Sammy and read this. And you have to do the soak and scrub, period. Have to, okay? The soak and scrub is a section in here of how to clean all your genes, not just the Super 7 as discussed in here.